Good morning, Facebook. This is your wellness comedian, life coach, casting here from Coast. It's going to be a day today. LA standards a little on the side. I know in the 70s, and it's a little on the cool side. I don't know what that means. Are we delicate flowers? Are we just so delicate we can't handle it? I'm a Bostonian. You'd think I'd be, swimming, but no, it changes. It changes. But listen, I'm going to have a good day today, regardless of the cold temperatures. I hope you have a good day. Bundle up, get out there, air it out, do some stuff for yourself. Listen, do you feel like a doormat? That's the question of the day, right? Have you ever felt, do you have a significant other that says, kind of means you because he or she thinks that it's cute or funny, and you've been doing it for so long, it's just kind of a part of your ongoing repertoire between the two of you, and you just don't know how to really say, can you not say that to me anymore? Or you say it, you tell that person, you tell your spouse, your partner, that it bothers you. Please don't do it. But you've been so entwined in this habit, it's just a part of what you do, right? Do you ever go to like an event and you say to yourself, poking with toothpicks would be more enjoyable than actually being where you are at. Like, you should have just said no up front, but we don't want to hurt people's feelings. We don't want to be insulting. So what do? We say, you know what? I'll be there. And once you're there, oh my God, you are looking to do anything to get the if you check any of these boxes, my friend, you need boundaries, right? You need boundaries. There's no doubt. My entire life, I had situations that were extremely frustrating, and I never knew how to handle it. And I'll give you a quick story. Years ago, this is when I lived on the East Coast. I'm telling you, many, many, many moons ago. I had a friend of mine, I'm going to call him Frank, all right? So Frank and I were buddies. Absolute buds. We would go out and have a drink together. We had dinner together. We'd go to movies, hang out, whatever. And it was a platonic relationship between two people, a girl and a guy, right? But there was nothing ever there. One day, Frank says something that made me feel very inappropriate. If it was very inappropriate, it made me feel very uncomfortable. And I didn't know what to do. I'm like, why? Why, Frank? Why did you have to say that? Right? It frickin' ruined everything. So I thought about it, and I was frustrated over it. I was sad over it. I was weirded out by it, but I never said anything. I let the feeling dissipate, hoping that it would go away and we could just get back to being buddies. Well, it did dissipate, and we did kind of get back to it, right? Which was kind of cool. But then it happened again. Oh, man, you know what? I just never knew what boundary. I never knew what the word boundary. I never even heard the word boundary, right? And so I didn't know what to do. So frustration, feeling less than, feeling insulted, feeling like being violated. Redemption, right? But not with Frank, but with another Frank. That was when I bartended. I had a lot of inappropriate things happen to me as a bartender. Once a guy says to me, as I took a cycle, he says to me, "Hey, want to take me for a ride on your bike?" And my reply to him, not knowing that I was putting a boundary in there, and it may not have been the greatest way to do this, but I said, "Can I ask you a question, sir? If I were a guy, would you ask me the same thing?" "I don't think so." Another time, a good friend of mine, we became so close because I worked there. He was a patron. Again, I'm going to call him Frank. As I'm walking out of the bar, he stops me, and we're chatting. He puts his hand on the side of my butt. And I kept my cool, and I said, "Listen, Frank, if you want to keep getting served, and you want to have friendship with this kid right here, you'll remove your hand, and never, ever put your hand on me again without asking permission." Yes. I put a boundary in there. Was it a little harsh? No, actually. No, and why should I feel like that, right? Why do we feel like that? Why do we need to take it? Why do we need to be a doormat because somebody has this idea that speaking inappropriate to us, putting their hands on our arm, our leg, our toe? Nobody invited you to do it. You do not have permission to do that. If you have any situation where you're feeling less than, agitated, pissed off, right? You're overwhelmed, you're tired, then you need to take a look at that situation and figure out what you can do the next time around, because it's going to come around again, that you can put in a boundary, right? That you can say no to somebody so you can say yes to yourself. Right? Like the next time the phone rings and you see that it's somebody that might be keeping you on the phone for an hour and a half because you just don't know how to say to, "You know what, I'd love to talk to you, but I have 20 minutes. I have to get off at 1:15, can't stay on longer," and then stick to your guns, right? When that phone rings, you have an opportunity to say to that person, "Hey, love to talk to you, but when 1:15 hits, I gotta go," right? Give yourself some time, and then maybe text the person back, say, "Hey, can we talk tomorrow at this time, but I'll only have 20 minutes. That phone, and you don't know how to end the conversation. You're waiting for that perfect segue, and you just can't do it. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, amazing, important things, right? These most important things. And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, I wish I could jump out my window. I wish I could be anywhere but right on this phone right now. So these are situations where boundaries are so important. Try it. Here's my call to action for you. Take a look at what your week is, what you're doing this week, what's on the calendar. If you have nothing on the calendar, put some stuff on the calendar that you want to do, that you want to accomplish, right? And then when something comes up that does not support what it is that you want to do, to put some kind of a boundary in, right? If you have a spouse that says bad things to you out of being funny and cutesy and meaning no harm, here's an opportunity for you to say, "Hey, babe. Hey, hon. Hey, love of my life. Can you not say that to me? Can you not call me dummy? Because, man, that don't feel good. It never felt good. I just never knew how to tell you." And they might get a little pissy, right? They might get pissy. But what about your feelings? All right. Some of these things are difficult to do. The closer the relationship, the more difficult. But listen, don't be a doormat, right? Don't be a doormat. You've got stuff going on, and your feelings are important, and your schedule is important. Your life is important. Fulfilled and amazing, and that's how you want to show up. And when you show up like that to those that have crossed the line about how you want to be treated, and then in return, not only do they start treating you better, but they start treating themselves better, and they start treating other people better. And then other people see that. It's an amazing thing. Boundaries. So there's your call to action. I want you to take a look at your schedule. I want you to stick to your schedule, especially if it supports an empowered life. And right? Like that phone call, or someone gets in your face and says, "Hey, fatty," or "Hey, skinny," or anything that's going to make you feel. Don't allow others to make us feel bad about ourselves. Do not do it. Leave me some comments in the leave it in the post if you want. I've had these experiences before, and if you want to have any further conversation about boundaries, it's amazing. I'd love to talk to you, but in the meantime, do this call to action and put a boundary in this week. Stick to your guns. All right, I'm going for a bike ride because that's what I said I was going to do. And so I'm going to follow through with that. I hope to hear from you. All right, everybody. Have an amazing week. This is Small Bites Wednesday. I am your comedic health, wellness, and life coach. I am on your side. Feel good about yourself. Get out there and kick some soon. All right. Ciao.